Okay, so I'm creating a new Commodore Grafix format container file, which is based on a RIFF container. So it'll be RIFF slash CGFX. So the first thing that I've done is I made a matrix image, which was originally this 3DK file format, 3D Koala. So I did this by converting frames to Koala files. Now the frame format for the CGFX file, there are a whole pile of different frame formats depending on what you choose. But for standard multicolor, Koala is actually very, very close to the frame format. So these files, .frm, sequential files, have had the PRG's 2-byte load header removed. That's usually 6,000 for Koala files. And then the Koala file actually doesn't have the border color, so I've appended black as a single byte to each of these frames. Then what I did was I used the copy command to merge these files together into this one big file called beach.frames. That's built into the DOS of the device. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the CGFX Creator. So we're going to give it a name, call it beach. And so for artist, we can, so the file format has metadata, so I'll fill in some metadata. Panorama. Let's say June 2016. Title is California Beach. Now, matrix rows. So this is going to have one row, and it has 6 columns, like this, because it's a panorama. So the start row will say, well, that's got to be 0 for this, because there's only one of them. And the start index we'll say is 3, so it's somewhere in the middle of the panorama. So animated frames. The file format supports animations. Now this is not an animation though, so we'll say no to that. Now wrap around means that, you know, if you pan left and right, do you wrap all the way around? Because we only have one row, we don't have the option for vertical wraparound. And in this case, we're going to say no because this panorama doesn't actually wrap 360 degrees. Frame size. So the format supports different frame sizes. So we'll go with 25 by 40 as the default. We have these different video modes. These are the native video modes. We'll say multicolor, bitmap. Video attributes. One color map is the default, but then you also have FLI4 and FLI8. This is not an FLI file, so we'll just say 1. Do we interlace pairs of images? So if you have an even number of frames, maybe you're interlacing every 2 frames, but we're not. And there's also a trick where you can background color change on every raster, but we're not going to do that. So it says packing the CGFX file. Chunk sizes, we've got metadata, we've got the format chunk, we got the data chunk, and then a total. This total includes some of the chunk headers. So now when we list, we get this beach CGH, which is Commodore Grafix headers, and we have this packed frames. And so now we just go copy beach.cgx equals beach.cgh, comma, beach.frames. And that will combine these 2 files together. It will concatenate them. So this is the headers file, and this is the data file. And here we are. Now we have a single file with all that metadata and all those frames. Pretty awesome. Thanks for watching.